the fun of it. Just removing a wire and harness from this big girl. She's a Regal, so I've got all the engine base part disconnected now. Get that back through the hole, and pulled all the rest here. So we've got all the engine harness, the earth cable, yeah, the transmission harness, all them bits. We'll get them out and clean them up, and they can go in the Canary. It's always fun. Check that out. Anyway, we'll keep on to it, get the loom out of him. At least I've got standing room in here. Alright, we're winning slowly but surely. We got him back over to the fuse box area. Now the dash has got to come out. Great fun. But the dregs of an old Escort ciggy packet that the rats haven't eaten. Anyway, it's all part of the fun. This old girl's got a few inhabitants too. The other side look the same. Anyway, we'll get this dash out and get the harness unhooked off him. Have a crack. Alright, we've got our full front loom out. Headlights, engine, dash, all that sort of gear. That old girl's provided the bits. Legend she is. We'll get this cleaned up, but it's a Regal car, so round dash. Everything should be smick-go. All we need's a rear end harness now, a tail light one, so hopefully there's a C/C down the back there somewhere. Yeah, you can just see the roof of it over that ute. But yeah, the tail light harness out of that will work, I do believe, being a bit longer, so we'll give that a run. Give it a clean up before I even start, I reckon. Pressure wash and try and get some of that red dirt off it. Anyway, we'll have a go. Okay, the old VJ we dragged out from Trundle has provided us with a good harness. It's all the clips are on it. Just attempted to clean him all up. I just went and found another headlight socket. Yeah, complete front harness there, right back to the door pillar where she runs back to the tail light. So we've got the transmission harness there, both the starter and earth lead, heater cable, fuse box, everything complete. Beautiful. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so I've just cleaned up all that loom. Had to rewrap it in a couple of spots, but yeah, tidied it all up. That's from the headlights back to the door pillar, I suppose. So the dash, engine, headlights, all that sort of gear. I just got to find a one for the tail lights. So I've got a C/C down there. Hopefully that's got one in it. It'll be long enough for the hardtop. So we'll keep on to it. Alright, we've got new radiators coming, but we need some hubs. So we'll knock some studs out of these files and clean them up, I reckon. We'll have a go. Okay, there's one out. So in true Tavo style, if you want to save the wheel studs, screw your nuts on just under the depth of the nut. So just so the stud's just below the nut. And then couple of good hits will see your studs out. And you should be able to just spin your nuts off. Some won't. Right, hang on. We'll have to get our 2 hands used on this. Alright, so saved all 10 wheel studs. Can reuse them if we need to, but new ones are coming. So once you got your studs out, that centre hub. Okay, so maybe not. Give him a. Okay, so just give him a little tap on the rear, and that's what happens. He pops out the front. Easy done. This one's got a bit of grease on him, but that's how you do it. And that's it. Hubs are separated. We'll clean him up, put some new rotors on him. Beautiful. So just with them wheel studs, if you have a press them out. It's probably better than belting them out with a hammer. But as you can see, it takes 2 seconds, especially if you put new ones in. Just give them a quick crack and you're done. Get them apart and clean them up. Okay, we've dug out some caliper kits some calipers, rebuild them with new kits, pistons, seals. Got some slotted rotors, found some hubs, put some new studs in them, new bearing races have been fitted. Ready to rock and roll. We'll keep onto it. Alright, just going to hit him with another coat of yellow. Touch up a few spots that I missed when I was in a hurry when I was assembling him back in Linton. Taped up a few holes under the bottom there so we don't get any overspray out the back. And we'll throw some more on. Let's have a go. Alright, another coat of yellow. We'll let that go off and throw a bit of clear on him, then we can assemble this engine bay. Fire him up. Down retrieving a pedal box for the old girl out of this old rig. She might supply us with a few bits, I reckon. She's a VJ, it'll work. Okay, we've got some clear coat on the engine bay section. It's come up pretty good. Not too bad. Started bolting a few bits in, found a new old stock ignition module there. Ran around the shed and got that pedal box. The beauty of having the old Rex laying around is you go and get the pedal box, you've got all the bolts, the brackets, everything ready to go. So yeah, we'll keep into it. Alright, so I picked up a decent set of paces in my travels and I've just cleaned them up, give them a bit of heat proof paint. They'll go good on the old girl. Beautiful. Alright, just fitting up some new sway bar bushes. A lot of people mess around trying to press them in and clamp them in and that sort of stuff. I cheat a little bit and just cut the bracket and be very quick about cooling him down when you weld him back up once he's all back together. Alright, we'll get onto it. Okay, there's our bushes fitted up. Welded. I left the clamps on him so you can see what's going on there. But yeah, you just clamp him together, run a bit of weld on him, cool him down real quick. That's what the water's about on the ground. And you're good to rock and roll. Beautiful. Alright, just cleaning this dash frame up, stripping him out so we can clean him up and give him a coat of paint. You can get him the Canary. Beautiful. We'll have a crack. Just stripping down these dashes and old mate was in a hurry this day. What's wrong with that picture? So that's the glove box lid. I'll show you the actual glove box lid. Line or other. He was in a bit of a rush to put a sticker on. I love it when I find stuff like that. It's very cool. Okay, a couple of dash frames done. I'm seeing double. There we go, the good old poo brown. Anyway, they're done. A couple of ashtrays. A couple of glove box lids. Beautiful. We've got the whole lot. Okay, so that one there is for the Canary car. And that one there is for my purple car. Beautiful. Love it. Alright, just organising this jigger, getting ready to go back in. On a beautiful damp afternoon. But yeah, no, just bolting a bit of gear on this so it's ready to drop back in. Start laying the leads out and stuff and finding all the nuts and bolts and all the gear necessary to make it work. And we tracked all that down, got these tractors over there, found a 2-bar manifold, cleaned it up and painted it. I've got a bit more going on. It's got the booster and master and everything on it, new brake lines, new module and ballast resistor and everything over there, voltage regulator, all the new rotors and everything are already bolted on. So rebuilt calipers are done, they're in there, new brake pads are in there, slotted rotors, new rubber brake lines, new metal brake lines. We'll drop this in and see if we can't make the big girl run and drive. That'd be very cool. We'll keep onto it. Still going with this old girl, we've got the motoring box in there now. Just about to bolt some pipes and intake on her. Whack a wire and loom in here and a few more bits and pieces. We'll see if we can't fire it up. Slowly but surely. Okay, got that motor and box sitting in. Now I've got to get him changing gears. So this floor cut come with a car I bought a while back, but it's got all the T-bar linkage and dropper and rubber boot and everything like that. So I put it aside to this car. We can unscrew it all straight off there and straight onto this one, and away we go. We've just got to find the bottom linkage for the box. I'm sure it's in a box up there that come out of the Canary. And we'll be shifting gears. Let's have a crack. Alright, so need a couple of these jiggers. Anyone that's done it will know that they're studs that go in the bottom of a Bodywork 35 oil pan that hold the T-bar linkage for a floor shift. So couldn't even find a bit of 5/16 threaded rod, so I ended up with a couple of long bolts with thread on them. We'll cut them off, put some nuts on them, and use them. So I know I have some of them somewhere. I know I've got a pair of them I pulled out of a transmission somewhere. You think I can find them? Spend an hour looking for them. No, no good. Anyway, we'll cut these ones off, set them up, and get it happening. Righto, all done. Now we can mount the bloody shifter linkage. Okay, we'll get it sorted. Righto, that's the jigger I'm talking about. Them two little studs hang down there, hold that bracket. That's our floor shift linkage. That was what we needed. Sorted now, all good. Alright, just setting this up. Bolted it all in and thought I was done, but our shift's not going all the way down. It stops there. So I've just gone under and had a look, and that dropper is actually hitting the back of the transmission. So this is something I've only learnt today. I didn't realise there was different ones for 6-cylinder and V8. My assumption is that dropper is a V8 one, because I've gone and had a look at the original one out of this car, which is right here, and it's actually cocked a bit different. Back to that. So what we've got to do is pull this one out, take that dropper out of the car, and then put this one in it, and then probably that linkage rod as well. We'll get onto it, see if we can make it all work the way it should. Alright, here's what I'm talking about. This dropper shaft. Now I never knew these were different, but apparently they are. So they're both sitting flat on the floor. If you look at that, see one linkage stands up a lot higher than the other. Yeah. This one here, that outside one, I think that's the V8 one, that's the 6-cylinder one, that's the original one out of the car. So, and yeah, and then even that linkage on the top there is a bit longer on the 6-cylinder one. You can see there. Yeah, it's a little bit longer than the other one. But anyway, we'll put the 6-cylinder one in him. Got the rubber boot off in one piece, luckily. We'll put that on the other one, and away we go. Beautiful. Had to do a bit of digging, but I found a tail shaft. That one, you can see that's the one out of the car. And this one's a Chrysler by Chrysler, same wheelbase. Just so happens I only have one, but one is all we need. Job's good. Oh, I got to do a new rear brake line for this big girl. That's a sedan one. It's obviously going to be 4 inches too short. So, a little bit of bundy tube and some fittings there. We'll make up a new one. So we go. Alright, there's our first flare done. Found a grommet to go on him to fill the firewall. And, we'll go and fold him up so we can make a brake line out of it. Alright, front half done. Left that bit there at the back so we can, I said he's going to be 100mm longer, so I'll put it in the car now and roll it out, get it to where it's got to be, and we'll go from there. Beautiful. Alright, so I've got a good heater box there I put aside for this thing ages ago. As you can see, I love it when coolant runs out of them when you tip them up. Yeah, I just had to do a couple of little things to it, put a vent cable on it, stuff like that. And we've got no foam gasket around the motor hole, so I didn't have any foam thick enough, so I've just cut them ones and I'll whack them on there, because down where this car comes from is cold country, mate. She needs a heater and she can't be having cold drafts coming through the firewall. So alright, we'll get onto it. Okay. Got the wire loom in the back of the dash frame. And I think I've got everything else ready for the dash frame to go in. The heater box and everything's in. The driver's vent box is in. Yeah, I think the wiper mechanisms and pivots and everything are in. Pedal box, pedals, brake line. Yeah, I think I've done everything under there that needs to be done for this dash frame to go in, so we might bolt her up. Beautiful. Alright, got our dash frame in, heater box, vent box, all that sort of gear. The under dash wiring loom, so all the instrument panel wiring loom, everything like that's there. The fuse box is down there now. Made sure it was a Regal loom, so it's got the floor courtesy lights and ashtray light and all that sort of stuff. We'll keep on to it. Right, we've got a gas filler hole. I didn't mind chopping it up, I'll tell you. But anyway, salvage that panel out of a car. Gonna cut that section out of there and fill that bloody gate hole there. We'll have a go. Handbrake cables. That's the one there we needed, that metal one. Because long wheelbase car, we had to attack a C/C. That's the only one I have. So luckily enough, she had a good handbrake cable in her. So we'll go and see if we can't get some brakes working. Alright, so we've got the handbrake sorted. Got pulled that handle out of another car, got a cable out of that Chrysler Chrysler, you've probably just seen. Put a steering column in there so we can steer it, put an old dash in there so I can hook the gauges and that up. We've got a beautiful dash that Carl done for us, wrapped up upstairs, it'll go in when she's done. But that one's just in there for now. Like I said, so I can fire it up and have a temp gauge and all pressured light and stuff like that. And yeah, the shifter and everything's in and sorted. So we're getting there, we're getting there. There's all our handbrake cable in, set up. We'll get onto this now, be able to make these pipes. Right, just getting some boot hinges. I didn't want to reuse the old ones. I just come down and pulled the boot lid off this thing. I'll get the lock and the boot light set up and everything out of that as well. Sedan are the same as hardtop. I didn't know. I wasn't sure because of the long parcel tray and that in the hardtops, but sedan and hardtop are the same boot hinge. So we'll fill for these two boot hinges and they can go in the big girl. Beautiful. Alright, the big girl's got some boot hinges. A little lawnmower clips work the job again. Beautiful. Alright, we'll keep on to it. Alright, all our gas holes are finally gone. They're in there bloody everywhere. But anyway, good to rock and roll. We've got some boot hinges on now. Lovely. And no more holes in the boot floor. Alright, we'll keep on to it. Alright, we've got a boot lid on. Doing what it's supposed to do. That's it. She's on. She's down. Springs and hinges from an old CM. Lock from an old CM. Beautiful. It's got him working again. Alright, that's where the big girl's up to. Starts from the key now. Very close to driving out of here. We've got a bit happening for it, so we need to get it on the move, and yeah, it's been a long time, so it's time to make it happen. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the build of this car, everyone that has. Yeah, we'll try and keep it moving. Cheers.